Okay, first I used the pattern and used my pencil to add the graphite on the back of the pattern. And then I just used a couple of pieces of tape, and it doesn't have to be exactly, just to hold that on there. And I traced the lines onto the piece of wood, that way I didn't have to just eyeball it on there. So now you don't have to do these all in one sweep, and I think the longer ones are harder, so I usually try to do the harder lines first. And what I'll do is I'll come in and get halfway and halfway and halfway, and then I'll turn the piece around and start and do the other halfway, and just slow down when you meet up with your other line. The good thing is that all these lines going the opposite way, kind of hide any little offset. Hopefully it'll be in one of those, or you can adjust it so it will be. So I'm going to turn this on and see if I can do it with this camera in the place, and we'll go from there. All right, so here we go. Makes a big noise, so the camera may move because I'm stepping near it. But I'm going to start with the small end first and come halfway to the front. Oops, I shook it there. And I'm not pressing real hard, I'm just getting it real light at first. Yes, it does add a whole new element with the camera in the place. I may have to move. Okay, I think I got a better angle to do this so I can see what I'm doing and not shake the camera. So I kind of got off a little bit over here, but I'm not going to worry about it yet. Now if your wheel won't stay where you want it to, you might need to sharpen it if it starts sliding all over the place. That's a good idea why it's moving. Now I went ahead and shaped this and gave it a contour because that adds another little element. And I'm just stopping about halfway with my line. So you can go back over the lines. It takes a little practice. And if you can steady one hand, sometimes I'll use the machine itself. But to video this, it's a little harder. So I got halfway, and now I'm going to start on this end, try to match up my lines here. Oops, need to go a little bit more on that one there. So. Now, we're going to start with the middle one. Got one. Two. Three. And you know, corn is not perfect, so I've opened up some corn that has lots of weird kernels, so I'm not too worried about it being exactly. And you'll notice it burns more going one way than the other. It's just the nature of the beast, and some wood burns more going the other way. And I got this odd one down here. I'm going to try to, I think I'm going to continue from this direction because it drops off into nothing. So I got the one row, and now I'm going to start doing the curved short one. So you can do it all in one swoop, or you can come halfway, but I'm hitting the side of the motor, so I can't do that. So your bet, depending on how your grinder is set up, I'm going to go all the way across. Now I'm hitting the camera, so because it's too long. Okay, so back over here. These lines are just suggestions. I try to follow them, but sometimes I just have to go with the flow. I generally like to do one half and then come up the other direction because it's a little easier. I might be able to do it here in the middle. Okay, there, halfway, then up, still can't. All right. You have to watch your pencil lines because you don't want to go too far between an adjoining part because it'll look like you have a big gap in your, you had a hiccup when you were scroll sawing the pieces. Okay, I'm going to turn it around and start this direction. It's a little bit more awkward for me. Now I'm using this on a variable speed bench grinder, and I've got it turned up to the fastest speed, which is I think 3,500 or something like that. Now if it starts to burn a whole lot, you can turn the speed down and go over some of the lines that are heavily burned, and it kind of erases them. But everything still needs to be hand sanded, and if the lines are too dark, sometimes I'll get rid of them because it just doesn't look natural. Like these on this end, if it burned consistent, it would be a different thing. But let's see if I go over it. Well, I'm able to go over. And this one where I messed up, I'm going to try to go deeper on the line I like, which is the farther line, this one right here. Got it. So I'm going back now, I'm just making the lines a little deeper, especially these long lines, because I was pretty light-handed on those. And I probably could add one more here. Alright, now, let's see. So let me show you if we slow this down, and we can see if we can get rid of some of these burns right here. Well, not quite, but if I go opposite it will. And this is a piece of yellow heart, which is fairly hard, and it makes it. So now that I've added these lines, I want to try to take them away. And the deeper the groove, it's kind of a little track in the wheel. It makes it a little easier to follow. I've got a little bit of burn here. You can see how it starts to get rid of some of that burn. And then I'll add, oops, another one there. And that'll all still need to be sanded, but that's kind of the gist of it. And now that I go back the other way, I got my, my one horizontal lines deeper than the short lines here. So I'm just making these a little deeper. And I still have the machine slowed down a little bit. They tend to burn more when you're going with the grain. The harder the wood, it's going to burn either way. but by turning it down, it does decrease it a little bit. Can't reach that one. I gotta go backwards. This is the one that I hit the camera with. Well, it's starting to get the feel of corn. And you know, it's gonna be square corn unless you made really small ones. But you know what you could do too is get, I'm gonna turn this off. Now I'm just holding this sander, but if you had the small sander, you could get in here and clean some of that out, or by hand. But I like to use that little Curtis sander on the Fordham. But that's the texture we're looking for, and I'm sure this video is way too long, but I'll try to get it on YouTube so you can see what we're talking about.